Manchester United. See, Everton. See, especially that coach that refused to come and play football. They chose to come and play around football. Because explain to me what that first half was. In my best estimation, that was the worst first half performance from both teams in the entire Premier League. In fact, that was a Division 2 performance in that first half. Because tell me, what was that? Haram football, total haram football. Thank God. In fact, as I was seeing that first half, to be very honest, I was praying for the break. Because what was that? Both teams were unable to connect the ball in the final third. They were unable to connect two passes together without fouling the opponent. They were just playing sideways. No directness, except for that opportunity that came in the first half when Amad Diallo, struck that ball after the deflection from Cunha. Other than that, nothing in that entire first half. Nothing. Thank God for the break. And of course, I expected Michael Carrick to bring in Benjamin Sesko for the second half because Everton was a side that was very compact and it was really difficult to break them, given that line-breaking passes from Bruno and Cunha and Ahmad and the likes, to play that final ball to Brian Mbeumo. So it was really, really difficult to play through the lines. But of course, I expected Michael Carrick to bring in Benjamin Sesko so we can go, off top and then see what we can make out of it. And to the best, to the best news that any Manchester United fan would even want to hear as a result of seeing that game was when our top three, signings for the summer connected. That brilliant pass from Cunha to Mbeumo and from Mbeumo down to Benjamin Sesko. Perfect passes, perfect weight on the ball, and boy did Sesko take that with a plumb. Brilliant strike from Sesko to give us the 1-goal lead. And ever since then, oh boy, it was just shambles. To be honest, I saw this comment on the post the other day when we were making the predictions for the Manchester Everton game, and there was this particular fan that said Everton does not concede lots of goals. And how right could they have been? Because there was no way I saw scoring a second goal. Of course, that would have happened if Sesko had taken that second opportunity in the second half, but that didn't happen. But to be honest, I was okay with the 1-0 win. Man, when that ball went in from Benjamin Sesko, I was delighted for the striker especially because that's 5 goals in the last 6. And boy, has it turned to be a wonderful second half substitution. So I mean, I just was waiting for that final whistle. And explain to me what Premier League teams are doing. How do you crowd the goalkeeper, refusing the goalkeeper from actually coming out to take the ball or to punch the ball by crowding the goalkeeper? Because explain to me what the Everton captain was doing, fighting with Lenny Yoro in the box to shove the goalkeeper. I mean, PFA needs to really, really do something about these corner kicks because it is turning the Premier League into a wrestling ground instead of a football pitch. Because explain to me why again and again teams instead of attacking the ball when they play from the corner kick, they go to distort the stability of the goalkeeper. And it is unfortunate that in recent times goalkeepers do not get the protection they used to get. Because before now, if anything should happen to the goalkeeper, in most cases, the slightest of contact to a goalkeeper, they give it as a foul. But now, no, they would not. You will see players crowding the goalie. You will see players interfering with the goalkeeper, putting their hands over the goalkeeper and all of those kind of things. But no protection whatsoever. PFA needs to do something about this because it is becoming ridiculous already. I can no longer sit down and watch a team begin to do this nonsense. You play corner kicks and you don't even focus on attacking the ball that you are playing from the corner kick. Instead, you focus on disturbing the goalkeeper. It's just a shame. And PFA really needs to do something about it. As a matter of fact, this should be the last time. This season should be the last we will ever watch a game and experience this nonsense. Because that is not football. If you want to be a wrestler, go and fight wrestling. Go to WWE, not a Premier League pitch. Well, of course, beyond that, well done to Seni Lames. Seni Lames was outstanding. Because tell me what you would want from your goalkeeper. Last season, we were screaming out loud that Bainde could not even, command his 6-yard box from the corner kick, especially in that FA Cup game against Spurs at the time, when Son scored from the corner kick, and you begin to wonder if we are ever going to get a goalkeeper that will even be able to command his lines. And in spite of the antics from the Everton players, you could see that Seni Lames was commanding his position, and wonderful save from Seni Lames. He was calm. In fact, these four signings that Ineos made this summer, they have actually come into the team to improve the team to a very large extent. And Seni Lames has saved us nearly 3 goals this entire season, per game in this entire season. And that an example of that was that strike, that brilliant strike from Michael Keane that Seni Lames had to save. Because if he had not done that, we were 1 goal up, and if Seni Lames had not saved that ball, it would have been a different story altogether. So Seni Lames was very, very solid, and kudos to Seni Lames for doing that. And oh boy, what more do you want from a player like Matheus Cunha? Of course, you could say that in the first half, there was this pass that he should have delivered a bit earlier on. I mean, in the second half, a bit earlier on to Benjamin Sesko. Unfortunately, he slipped. But other than that, Matheus Cunha put a shift in this game. Matheus Cunha gave us what we wanted. And look at that final tussle between him and Ghana, where he actually shielded Ghana for the ball to go out of, the box. Not to mention the one that he, was winning us foul when we were facing a lot of pressure from the Everton side, and he was winning us free kicks in the middle of the pitch when during that tackle between him and Ghana, the Senegalese Ghana. So him, doing all of those for us were things that we actually needed. And those were things that we needed to do in order to see this game out. And those were exactly what this Cunha was giving to us. And most satisfying for me especially was that ball that he shielded to goal kick from Ghana, So for me, and you could see the excitement, you could see the celebration, even from other teammates coming to, to applaud him for such a performance. So honestly speaking, Matheus Cunha, boy, was he brilliant. And imagine the cameo appearance from Mazraoui as well. That free kick that Mazraoui got a yellow card for was absolutely necessary. And I applaud him for that. Even though he did not play so much in the game, but he came for that cameo and he did that. Oh boy, that was exactly what we needed. Having taken off one of our striker, Mazraoui coming in to do that for us was absolutely important at the time he did that. So yes, kudos to the boys, and brilliant from Michael Carrick as well, because of course you could see the calmness even when we were playing, but when we were 0-0. You could see the calm from the coach, and I believe that to a very large extent extends to these players as well. So there's this calmness even though we haven't scored. There's this calmness, and players begin to try things to see where we can get the break. And brilliant performance from the boys. Brilliant performance from the goalie, brilliant performance from Matheus Cunha. Even though Bruno Fernandes this was not his best game, you could say, but he actually has been one of our most important players. And again, I want to actually recognize Harry Maguire, because Harry Maguire was the reason why Leny Yoro was not even making a lot of mistakes, because you could see Leny Yoro shaking, and his passes were so predictable. Of course, I expect him to improve over the years, but Leny Yoro should not be doing some of these things that he's doing, because in my very best estimation, I would say that Leny Yoro is one of the best young defenders, but he has to actually show us on the pitch, But kudos to the boys. Other than that, they did a very wonderful job, and then seeing this one out, oh boy, brilliant win for us. And of course, we have gone back to the top 4 as well deserved, rightly deserved for us. So yes, I look forward to the next game. And then, to be honest, I honestly think Michael Carrick is doing a wonderful job for us. Of course, do I want him to be the coach at the end of the season? Let's wait and see till the end of the season. But other than that, five wins in 6, brilliant. We could not have asked for anything more. And to be in a comfortable position where we are currently 3 points above the teams behind us, that is a very, very good one. And to consider the fact that Aston Villa even drew points, and right now they are just 3 points above Manchester United on the table, that is a very, very good one for us. So yes, we could only go further. And wonderful performance from the boys to say the least. I'm thoroughly satisfied with this game, and I hope that we in the next game we are able to also secure 3 points, because I can no longer wait for 12 13 days to see Manchester United play one game in 2 weeks. I don't understand. I'm tired. I'm tired. I really need Champions League football. We need to be in Europe and to be in the best competition in Europe as well. So yes, kudos to Michael Carrick and the boys. Wonderful win, and I look forward to the next one. United!